बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। वेलकम बैक टू मैथमेटिकल मेथड्स ऑफ फिजिक्स। लेक्चर नंबर 30 देखेंगे आज हम इस कोर्स का। बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दिस लेक्चर लेट्स रिव्यू व्हाट वी हैव स्टडीड इन लास्ट 3-4 lectures. We have started the series solution of the differential equation in I think 2 or 3 lectures before, and then we went on to go through this solution method for different types of equations and different types of points. Especially in the last lecture, we studied the formation of second linearly independent solution, and then we applied that to Bessel equation, and then we obtained Bessel functions of first kind and second kind. So far in this topic, series solution of the differential equations, we have studied all these things, all right, in 3 or 4 lectures. So we studied the series solution about ordinary points, singular points, especially regular singular points, and then we went on to study method of Frobenius, and then we, in method of Frobenius, we studied different cases when the roots of the initial equation differ by an integer, if they do not differ by an integer, if they come out to be same, so how to construct the second solutions, and etc. All right. So today we will carry on with the similar things, but we will study the different kind of equation. We studied Bessel's equation, and their solutions are called Bessel's functions. All right. Today we will study the Legendre's equation. Legendre's equation or Legendre's equation, both pronunciations are okay. I guess it was an Indian author, Indian mathematician, so the name was Legendre. But in English they call it Legendre as well. Legendre's equation. Then we will see the solutions of the Legendre's equation are called Legendre's polynomials. They are not called functions, they are polynomials, so we can call them polynomials. We will study the properties of Legendre's polynomial, and then we will move on to Hermite's equation, and the solutions of Hermite equations are also called Hermite polynomials or Hermite functions. All right. So these are again very well known differential equations, ordinary differential equations, along with the Bessel's equation. So Bessel equation has a lot of applications, similarly Legendre's and Hermite equations. So we will study the equations and their solutions, and we will study the properties of their solutions as well. So let's start today's lecture with the Legendre's equations. Legendre equation is of this form: 1 minus x square y double prime minus 2x y prime plus r times r plus 1 y is equal to 0, where r is a parameter here which is different for different equations. So in normal usage, the variable x is the cosine of the polar angle in spherical polar coordinates, and thus x is between -1 and +1. The parameter r is a given real number, and any solution of above differential equation is called a Legendre's function or a Legendre polynomial. All right. So here, if we restrict ourselves between -1 and 1, so there are no singular points in this region. X is equal to 0 will be the ordinary point of the differential equation. All right. All right. So x is equal to 0 is an ordinary point of this above equation, and so there are two linearly independent solutions of the form y is equal to a n x n. Because it's an ordinary point, so we are not using method of Frobenius. It's a straightforward power series solution, and we get two solutions out of it. Substituting this solution in above equation, if I substitute this in above equation, we arrive at this: a n plus 2 is equal to n times n plus 1 minus r times r plus 1 over n plus 2 n plus 2 a n for n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. All right. Now, of course, if n is equal to 0, then I will get a2 in terms of a0, and 1 gives me a3 in terms of a1, and then a4, a5, a6, a7, they can all be written in terms of a0 and a1. So there are two arbitrary constants in your solution. You can keep it like that, but if you just want to get rid of them, if we choose a0 to be equal to 1 and a1 to be equal to 0, then we obtain this solution, which is just y1, because of course one solution is with a0 and the other solution is with a1. So if I take a1 to be equal to 0, I get the other one solution. If I take a0 to be equal to 0, then I'll get the second solution. So just to get two separate solutions, we are taking a0 to be equal to 1 and a1 0. Then I will take a0 1 and a1 equal to 0 to get the other solution. So but with these choices, I get y1 to be this and y2 to be this. All right. So here r is still a parameter here. If the value of r is given, we can replace the value of r here and get the solutions in constant coefficients. Now both series converge for x less than 1. So their radius of convergence is unity. Why they converge for less than 1? Because see, the singular points are at +1 and -1. 0 is the ordinary point. What is the difference between 0 and 1 is 1 unit. So we know that whenever we write a series about an ordinary point, its radius of convergence is the distance of that ordinary point from the nearest singular point. So it is 1. And you can prove it by ratio test here as well. Since y1 contains only even powers of x and y2 contains only odd powers, you can see here y1 contains even powers, y2 contains odd powers. We can write the general solution of the given difference. These two are definitely linearly independent. Odd powers, even powers are linearly independent. We can write them as c1y1 plus c2y2. And no term is common here in both of them. All right. So c1y1 plus c2y2 for z less than equal to 1 is your solution. Now, as we said, r is a parameter here. R can take on any value. All right. So let's discuss the case when r is an integer. If r is an integer in the given differential equation, that is r can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the recurrence relation takes this form from here, because r is an integer, n is also an integer. So if I write r plus 2 instead of n plus 2, then this will be your answer, which is equal to 0. All right. So it means that the series terminates and we obtain a polynomial solution of order r. It means all the terms after r, will become 0 when n becomes, if r is an integer, then of course n will approach to that r at some point. Let's say if r was 10. So a1, a2, a3, so on, then n will become 10 eventually, and that will become 0. So all will become 0 after that. So it means these polynomials terminate if r is an integer. If r is not an integer, then it gives you the infinite series. But if r is an integer, then at r your series terminates. So you get polynomials. You don't get the infinite series, you get polynomials. So these solutions are called Legendre's polynomials of order r. All right? They are written PR of x. Legendres use P for that, so we are using P for that. We didn't use L. All right? As in the case of Bessel functions, Bessel used J nu x for Bessel functions. Legendre used P R of x for his polynomials. All right? And they are valid for all x. It is convenient to normalize PRx in such a way that PR1 is equal to 1. So in usual practice, what we do is we normalize our functions in such a way that the value at 1 comes out to be 1 for all the polynomials. And as a consequence, if I take the value at -1, it's -1 to the power r. It means for the first polynomial, it will be -1. For the second one, it will be +1. -1 plus 1, -1 plus 1, and something like that. The first few Legendre polynomials are given by, if I solve, get the values of an here, if I solve and get the values of an, let's say if r is equal to 0, if r is 0, then you will get 1 plus r0 will give you -6x4 by 4 factorial, all right, and so on. But because r is a polynomial, r is an integer, r is equal to 0, I will not go beyond a0, because a0 will be my final answer, because we know that after r there are no terms. So if r is equal to 0, I won't get any second term, I'll just get one term. So that will be just 1. P0 x should be equal to 1 only. All right. Similarly, P2 of x, I will get just 2 terms in it, a0 and a1 term. So if you obtain a0 and a1 term from here, when r is equal to 1, you can arrive at this solution. Then P3, P4, P5, these are first 5 Legendre's polynomial. all right? And of course, their degree is respective value of r. You see, P5 degree is 5. For P4, degree is 4. Satisfy these two properties. You see, they all are 1 at 1. X1, P is 1. At 1, minus 2 by 2 is 1. At 1, 2 by 2 is 1. At 1, this is 35 minus 30 plus 3 is 8 by 8 is 1. Similarly, this is 1. So all are 1 at x is equal to 1. And if you replace x is equal to negative 1, then odd will be, even polynomials will be 1 and odd polynomials will be negative 1. This is 1, this is negative 1. This is 1, this is negative 1. This is 1, this is negative 1. All right, so all satisfy these two properties. According to whether r is an even or odd integer, respectively, either y1 or y2 terminates to give a multiple of the corresponding Legendre polynomial Pr of x. All right? In either case, however, the other series does not terminate and therefore converges only for x less than 1. According to whether r is even or odd, we define Legendre's function of the second kind as this one. Qr of x, Pr was the Legendre's polynomial, Qr is called the Legendre's second kind, function of second kind. Alpha r, y2 of x, or beta r, y1 of x, respectively, for even or odd. If r is even, we call Qrx is equal to y2. If r is odd, we get the multiple of y1. All right, where the constants alpha r and beta r are conveniently taken to have the values this. This is the analog to the Bessel's function as well. In Bessel functions, we took a0 and a1 to be specific values. Similarly here, alpha r and beta r are taken to be these values to, I guess, give the standard form to this Qr of x. All right. These normalization factors are chosen so that Qr obey the same recurrence relation as Pr. If we do not, y2 at 1 may give you 1 over alpha r. So when they multiply by alpha r, they give you 1. So to fulfill the same properties as of Pr, we took alpha r and beta r to be these two values. All right. The general solution of the Legendre's equation of integer r is therefore C1 Pr of x plus C2 Qr of x. All right, C1 Pr, this is the terminating polynomial and this is non-terminating series which converge for x less than 1. All right, so x, the general solution, is given as the Legendre's polynomial plus Legendre's function of second kind, where Pr is the polynomial of order r and so converges for all x, and Qr is an infinite series that converges only for x less than 1. All right, so one portion of the general solution is a polynomial, second is an infinite series that converges for x less than 1. All right. Now, as we said at the beginning, that Legendre's polynomial, they obey some properties, they obey some rules. All right. So what are those properties? Let's discuss them now. First is Rodriguez formula. What is Rodriguez formula for Legendre's polynomial? Rodriguez formula for Prx is that Prx is given by 1 over 2 to the power r factorial, and the rth derivative of x square minus 1 to the power r. See, this is a very nice formula. If you want to get P2, you can find it from here. Just take the second derivative of x square minus 1 square. You will get P2 of x. If you want to find P5 of x, take the fifth derivative of x square minus 1 to the power 5 and adjust the coefficients. You will get P5 of x. All right, so see, it's a very good, very nice formula to get the polynomials directly without even solving the Legendre's equation. All right. To prove this, we let u to be equal to x square minus 1 2 to the power r, so that u prime is what? U prime is r times x square minus 1 to the power r minus 1, and the derivative of inside is 2x. So you got 2rx, x square minus 1 to the power r minus 1. And if you multiply this by x square minus 1, is this whole thing you obtained. Why we multiplied by x square minus 1? Because by multiplying by x minus 1, you will get r in the power. And this r, they will be cancelled. All right? So you will get this thing equal to 0. Now if we differentiate this expression r plus 1 times using Leibniz theorem, we obtain this expression, that x square minus 1 ur plus 2, and then x square, derivative of x square minus 1 is 2x, and one less derivative ur plus 1, and then one more derivative of 2x, which is just 2, and one less derivative of ur plus 1, which is ur. And after that, all the derivatives of x square minus 1 will become 0, so we are not writing any more terms. So only 3 terms will come here. All right? Similarly, if I take the derivatives of r plus 1 derivatives of this one, 2x will give me 1, and then they will vanish after that. So I'm getting just 2 terms from the Leibniz theorem. What is Leibniz theorem? You take the nth derivative of the first one, second as it is. Now you decrease the derivatives of the first one, you increase the derivative of the second one, and you multiply by the binomial coefficients, nc1, nc2, nc3, and so on. All right, so that gives you the nth derivative of any product, nth derivative of product of 2 functions. Now if you simplify them, you see, if you simplify r plus 1 and r, if you simplify them, you arrive at this equation. And this equation is nothing but Legendre's equation in ur. What is this? This is the second derivative of ur, first derivative of ur, and no derivative of ur, and the coefficients are Legendre's coefficient. So this is the second. This is the Legendre's equation in ur. It means ur satisfies Legendre's equation. All right? So if you compare the resulting expression with the Legendre's equation, we see that ur satisfies the same equation as pr, because ur satisfies Legendre's equation, and we also know that pr is the solution of Legendre's equation. So your ur should be a multiple of pr. In general, you can write constant times pr, if not exactly pr. You can write they will only differ by differ by a constant multiple. That's it. All right. To establish the value of CR, we note that only term in the expression for the rth derivative of this does not contain a factor x square minus 1, and therefore does not vanish at x equal to 1. All right. So the rth derivative of this is 2xr r factorial x square minus 1 to the power 0, and they do not vanish at x is equal to 1 because this term drops out. So you are left with r factorial 2x to the power r. So if I replace x equal to 1 in here, you will get just 2 to the power r and r factorial. So CR is just 2r r factorial. So your PRX is 1 over 2r r factorial ur of z. And what is ur of z? The rth derivative of x square minus 1 of r. All right, so we have proved the Rodriguez formula. So we actually proved the Rodriguez formula that shows that the expression on the right hand side is actually the Legendre's polynomial, or you can say the solution of the Legendre's equation. Example: use Rodriguez formula to show that IR is 2 over 2r plus 1. Let's say how to use Rodriguez formula to show this one. Now this is obvious for R0. The reason is, if R is 0, then P0x is 1. And if you integrate it from minus 1 to 1, it gives you 2, right? And what is, if R is equal to 0, it gives you 2. So it's very straightforward for R is equal to 0. Now we assume that for R greater than 1, it is also true. Then by the Rodriguez formula, what is PR of x? PR of x is this one. So I'm replacing PRx by this expression. All right? We replaced PR of x by this expression PR. And because there are 2 PRs of x, so the constants multiplied by itself, so we got the square of 2r and r factorial. All right? Now from here, if we repeatedly integrate by parts, one integration decreases, one derivative decreases, and one derivative increases. Eventually, this derivative drops out to 0, and this derivative goes to 2r. Because every time you are decreasing by 1, r minus 1, r plus 1, r minus 2, r plus 2, so on. If you keep it like that, it will give you r minus r, and this will become r plus r. So this will become the 0th derivative. It means the function itself, and this becomes the 2rth derivative, d2r by dx2r. All right. Now we know that the derivative of the if we differentiate it 2r times, it gives me constant. The reason is here you see this is the rth derivative. In rth derivative, I have just x to the power r, and if I differentiate it r more times, I'll get 1 for x to the power r, but r factorial comes out, so r factorial times r factorial gives you r factorial square. That's why I got another r factorial here. All right. So you got x square minus 1 to the power r. So if we write kr to be this, let's call this as kr and find it separately. If I write this kr and integrate it once by using integration by parts, I will arrive at here. Integral of 1 is x, and the derivative of this is x times 1 minus x square r minus 1, so that's why we got x square. All right. And now writing 2rx square as 2r minus 2r times 1 minus x square, I will arrive at this expression. And this is 2r kr minus 1, and this is kr. 2r kr minus 1, 2r kr. So I can combine kr and kr terms to get 1 plus 2r kr, and then you can divide by 1 plus 2r. You got a recurrence relation in kr, 2r over 2r plus 1 kr minus 1. And now if you use it recursively, that kr minus 1 can be written in terms of kr minus 2, and then kr minus 2 in terms of kr minus 3, and so on, you will arrive at this expression for kr. A little exercise, but it's very easy. All right. Now replace this kr back in here, you will get the value of ir. So ir is this, and they are being cancelled, and you are left with just 2 over 2r plus 1. All right. So it means the integration of PR with itself from minus 1 to 1 is 2 over 2r plus 1. All right. Integration of PR, Legendre's polynomial, with itself, the square of PR, from minus 1 to 1 gives you 2 over 2r plus 1. Another important property of Legendre's function is their mutual orthogonality. That Legendre's polynomial are mutually orthogonal. That if you multiply PR by PS, where R is not equal to S, then their integration is 0. So they are orthogonal functions with respect to weight function 1, because I'm not multiplying by anything. So 1 is the weight function. So they are mutually orthogonal functions. It's a very nice property, of course. All right. So let's now move on to Hermite's equation. We have another well-known equation which is called Hermite's equation, and the solutions will be Hermite's function or Hermite's polynomials. All right. Hermite's equation of order k has the form y double prime minus 2xy prime plus 2ky is equal to 0. Every equation, Bessel's equation, Legendre's equation, and Hermite's equation, they all have a parameter in it. Bessel equation had parameter nu, Legendre's equation had parameter r, and Hermite equation has parameter k in it. K is a parameter, it can take different values. Where k is usually a non-negative integer, we know that this equation will have series solutions which both converge. Why? Because x is equal to 0 is an ordinary point. If it's an ordinary point, we can have series solution and they will converge. And solve the differential equation everywhere, because they will converge for all x. The reason is there are no singular points at all. So it means if there are no singular points, ordinary distance from the ordinary point to the singular point is infinite. All right. So radius of convergence is infinite. This series will converge for all values of x. So as usual, the generic form of the power series is summation n goes from 0 to infinity a n xn. Yx is equal to n goes from 0 to infinity a n xn. We have to determine the right choice of the coefficients a n. So if I plug this back into the given differential equation, I will arrive at this expression. And from here, by changing the indices and comparing the same coefficients, you will arrive at this recurrence relation. Again, because I'm skipping the steps because now we have enough practice of getting recurrence relations, right? So now we have enough practice of getting recurrence relations, so I wrote them directly. But what we can do here is, I can replace this n minus 1 by n. I can replace this n minus 2 by n, and simply comparing, this will go automatically from 0 to infinity. This will go automatically from 0 to infinity. Compare the coefficients, you will arrive at the solution. All right. So let me move on. If at the end I get the time left for this lecture, I will come back and show you how to get the relation. But of course, it's not difficult. It will be just another exercise which you do or I do. It's the same thing. All right. So let us look at the special case where k is equal to 5. Let's consider k 5. There is no theory behind it. You can take k is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. All right, so we just picked one number. Let's take k is equal to 5, because we said generally it's a non-negative integer. So if I take k is equal to 5, let's see what happens. Then the initial conditions are given as y0 is equal to a0, which is 0, and y prime 0 is a1, which is 1. In this case, all even coefficients will be equal to 0, since a0 is 0. And a1 is equal to 1 gives a3 is equal to minus 4 by 3, a3 is equal to minus 4 by 15, and so on. Since a7 is 0, all odd coefficients from now on will equal to 0 as well. So I will stop at a5, because a6 is already 0, and a7 is becomes 0. So from now on, a7 gives you a9, a11, a13, they all will become 0. So it means my solution will terminate at x to the power 5, because I will get just first 5 coefficients, a1, a2, a3. So I'm not getting anything after a6. Consequently, the solution has only 3 non-zero coefficients, a1, a3, and a5. This is a5. a1, a3, and a5, and hence is a polynomial. It will become a polynomial because it terminates. This polynomial is x minus 4 by 3x cubed plus 4 by 15x5. And we wrote it h5 of x because it's a Hermite polynomial. We name it h for Hermite. This is called a Hermite polynomial of order 5. Hermite polynomial of order 5. If I take k is equal to, let's say, 4, and I arrive at some polynomial, that will be a Hermite polynomial of order 4, and so on. All right? It turns out that the Hermite equation of positive integer order k always has a polynomial solution of order k. We can even be more precise. If k is odd, the initial value problem will have a polynomial solution, while for k even, the initial value problem a0 is equal to 1 will have a polynomial solution. All right? So it means for odd k, you need to take a0 0 and a1 1. For even k, you need to take a1 to be equal to 0 and a0 to be equal to 1 to get the polynomial solutions. Otherwise, you won't get polynomials, you get infinite series solution. All right? So as an example, let's find the Hermite polynomials of order 1 and 3. Because we have obtained order 5, so let's do 2 more odd orders, 1, 3. Now the recurrence relation is given, which is this one. So I can pick this recurrence relation, an plus 2 is equal to 2n minus k, and I replace k by 1 and 3 separately. So for k is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, my recurrence relation will become 2n minus 1 over n plus 2n plus 1. Now a1 is 1, so a3 will be 2 times 1 minus 1, it will become 0. So you see, if a3 is 0, then a5, a7, a8, a9, a11, they all will become 0. And because a0 is already 0, so a2, a4, a6, they are already 0. So I'm getting only one non-zero coefficient. a1 is equal to 1. That's it. All right? So my Hermite polynomial is h1 of x is equal to a1x, and a1 is 1, so I'm just getting x. So my first Hermite polynomial is very, very simple, which is just identity, x. Now what for k is equal to 3? For k is equal to 3, I will get a1 and a3. a5 will become 0. a5 becomes 0, so a7, a9, a11, all will become 0. So I will get 2 terms now. a3 is minus 2 by 3. So my Hermite polynomial is a1x plus a3x cube. So a1 and a1 is 1, a3 is minus 2 by 3. So this is the Hermite polynomial of order 3. All right, so they are easy. You see, getting Hermite polynomials is not a problem. It's an easy task. Another example is now get the Hermite polynomials of even order 2, 4, 6. And remember, for even order, we need to take, again I'm using the same recurrence relation, but I need to take a0, 1 and a1, 0, opposite. For odd Hermite polynomials, we took a0 to be 0 and a1 to be 1. So here, for even order, I will get even coefficients. So a0 is an even number. So a0, a2, a4, they should be non-zero. a1, a3, a7 should be 0. So I took a1, 0. So it means a3, a5, a7, they will already be 0. a0 is equal to 1, give me a2, which is minus 2, and a4 is 0. So once a4 becomes 0, a6, a8, a10, they all will become 0. So I got just two coefficients, a0 and a2. So what is my Hermite polynomial of order 2? Is a0 minus plus a2x square. So a2 is minus 2. So a0 is 1 and a2 is minus 2. So 1 minus 2x square is my Hermite polynomial of order 2. All right. When k is equal to 4, this is my recurrence relation becomes 2 times 4 minus n minus 4. So a2 will become 2 minus 4, a4 will become 4 minus 4, 0. All right. So I will get a6 equal to 0. Sorry, n4 gives me 0, so n4 gives me a6. So a6 will become 0. So once a6 is 0, a8, a10, a12, they all will become 0. Odd are already 0, so I'm getting just a1, a0, a2, and a4. So a0, a2, a4 will give me these three coefficients, a0, a2, a4. So I got this Hermite polynomial of order, Hermite polynomial of order 4. This is the Hermite polynomial of order 6. Similarly, we can do that. Let me prove it for you. I can do that. This is 6, not 4. H6 of x is of order 6, and how we got that, let's do it. It's a little exercise. I thought I will leave it for you guys, but I have time in this lecture, so why not do this? So as I promised, I will, if I get some time at the end, I will prove this recurrence relation for you. So let's prove this recurrence relation and then get the Hermite polynomial of order 6. So our Hermite equation was y double prime minus 2xy prime plus 2ky is equal to 0. This was Hermite equation. Let's call it 1. We assumed y to be series of this form, an xn. All right. So if we put this in 1, we will get y double prime is n goes from 2 to infinity, n minus 1 xn minus, so minus 2x, n goes from 1 to infinity, n xn minus 1 plus 2k, n goes from 0 to infinity, an xn equal to 0. So first of all, I will multiply this x in the second term inside. So minus 2 times, if I multiply x inside, I will get an xn plus 2k. Now this is xn, this is xn, so I need xn here. So I can replace, I can shift index here. So what I can do is n minus 2 to n. This is what I need. So if n is minus 2 goes to n, it means this n goes to n plus 2. So replace n by n plus 2 everywhere. If I replace n to n plus 2, I will get n goes from 0 to infinity, an plus 2, n plus 2, n plus 1, and x to the power n. So this is what I got. So now I have same xn. here n starts from 0 to infinity, but here n goes from 1 to infinity. So here what should I do? One thing, if n is equal to 0, if I replace n is equal to 0, I will get, if I replace n is equal to 0 here, it gives me the same series. Nothing is changing. If n is equal to 0 gives me 0. N is equal to 0 gives me 0 because this n will become 0, so I'm not getting anything. So I can replace this from n goes from 0 to infinity and nothing will change. Nothing will change if I replace n 0 because n 0 has no contribution at all. So if I start it from n 0 to infinity, still I will get from 1 to infinity. So it means I can write n goes from 0 to infinity, a n plus 2 xn minus 2n a n, not xn, xn is common, minus 2n a n and plus 2k a n. Xn is equal to 0. So from here, this is possible if and only if this whole thing becomes 0, right? This whole thing means a n plus 2, n plus 2, n plus 1 is equal to minus 2 n minus k a n. And now if you divide this thing on the right hand side, you will get a n plus 2 is equal to, not minus, this will become plus on the right hand side. So 2 times n minus k over n plus 2 n plus 1 a n. So let's see whether we got the same expression or not. So this is what we obtained. All right. All right, and this is true for n is equal to 0 because 0 to infinity, so n goes from 0 to infinity. So I got a n plus 2 is equal to 2n minus k over n plus 2n plus 1 a n for n is equal to 0, 1, 2, and so on. All right, so see, it was not difficult at all. I just had some time to show you this, but this is very easy. Now you should have enough practice to get these relations very easily. All right. So now we have to consider k is equal to 6. This was our last exercise. That what is x hk of 6? So basically we need to find this thing. All right. So when k is equal to 6 and it's an even order, when order is even, we assume a not to be equal to 1 and a 1 to be equal to 0. Whenever for even we take this to be 1, for odd we take this to be 1. All right. Now for n is equal to 0, I get a 2 is equal to 2 times n is 0. So 0 minus k is 6 divided by 2 and 1. So that is minus 12 by 2 or minus 6. All right. For n is equal to 1, I get a4 is equal, for n is equal to 2, because a3, this a1 is equal to 0 implies that a3, a5, a7, so on, they all are equal to 0. So I don't need to consider a3, a5, they are all 0. So a4 will give me 2 times 2 minus k over 2 plus 2 is 4 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So that is 2 times 2 minus 8 by 12. So this is minus 8 by 4 times 3. So that is basically minus 2 by 3. All right. Now for n is equal to 4, I get a6 equal to 2 times n4 minus 6 divided by 4 times 3. I think I left one more thing here. This is a naught, which is 1, 6a naught, so this is minus 6. This is a2, so that is 6a2, a2. a2 is negative 6, so this will become 12 by 3. Basically, it will become 4. Because a2 is negative 6, so negative 6 will make it plus 4. This is 6 times 5 times a4. So that is negative 2, so this is minus 4 by 30 times A4, and A4 is 4. All right? 15, so this is minus 8 by 15. This is what you got. Now A8, sorry. A8 is 2 times 6 minus 6 divided by 8 times 7, A6. And now this, because of 6 minus 6, this becomes 0. And if this becomes 0, this implies that A10, A12, so on, this all will become 0. So therefore, our Hermite polynomial of order 6 is nothing but A0 plus A1 is 0, so A2x square, plus A3 is 0, so A4x4, plus A5 is 0, so A6x6, plus A7 is 0, A8 is 0, A9 is 0, so all remaining terms are 0. So we terminate our series at A6. Now what is A0? It is 1. What is A2? It's negative 6x square. What is A4? It is plus 4x4. And what is A6? Is minus 8 by 15 x6. So this is my Hermite polynomial of order 6. All right. So this was not difficult at all. It's very easy, simple task. All right. So see, we got the same expression which we claimed. That's Hermite polynomial of order 6 will be 1 minus 6x squared plus 4x4 minus 8 by 15 x6. All right. So our procedure, our techniques of getting the solutions were old ones, which we studied in the last lectures. If x is equal to 0 is an ordinary point, we can easily find the power series solution, which was the case for Legendre's and Hermite polynomials. For Bessel's equation, we had a singular point. All right, so we used method of Frobenius to obtain the Bessel functions. But in today's lecture, we haven't used any So in today's lecture, we haven't used any singular, any solution about singular point, because both were the ordinary points for Legendre's equation and for Hermite equations. All right. So what we did is this. So you need to remember this. What is your Legendre's equation? This is the Legendre equation, second order equation, and R is a parameter here, which is also called the order of the Legendre equation. Because x0 is an ordinary point, we can claim this to be the solution. By replacing this into our equation, we get this expression. And again, this should not be difficult for you guys. All right, this should not be difficult, because we just have to replace it in here, compare the coefficients, and get this solution, get this recurrence relation. By this recurrence relation, we get to y1 and y2, and this is our general solution. And from here, we can find the Legendre's polynomials. They are not difficult at all. Legendre's polynomial, obtaining the Legendre's polynomial is easy. So that will be a good exercise to prove these polynomials. We have not proven these polynomials at all. So we have this recurrence relation. If you write this recurrence relation and get the polynomial of order 2 maybe, let's see we get 3x squared minus 1 or not. So let's do this as an exercise, because in the slides I haven't shown you any of the proofs of this equations, of these polynomials. Polynomial of order 2, Legendre's polynomial of order 2. To prove, first of all, our recurrence relation was n times n plus 1 minus r times r plus 1 over n plus 2, n plus 1. an for n is equal to 0, 1, 2, and so on. All right. So from here, our r is equal to 2, because we need to find the polynomial of order 2. So r is 2. So this is, so our recurrence relation will become n times n plus 1 minus, if r is 2 means 2 times 3. So this is 6. All right. So this is your reconciliation. So now if n is 0, your A two will be equal to minus 6 over 2 times 1. So that is minus 3. When n is 1, you get A3, which is 1 times 2, 2 minus 6 over 3 times 2, A1. This is A0, A0, and this is A1. So minus 4, minus 2 by 3, A1. So as we mentioned, to get the polynomials, to get the Legendre polynomial, again we need to fix them either A0, 1, A1, 0, or A0, 0, A0, 1, A1, 1. So we need to consider one pair. We will pick this one here because we are considering the even, or even. If we consider R is equal to odd number, I'll pick this one. All right. So this becomes 0, A1 is 0, and this becomes minus 3. All right. So from here, A1 is equal to 0, A3 is equal to 0, A5 is equal to 0, they all will be 0. All right. So now n is equal to 4 gives me, no, n is equal to 2 gives me A4. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 6. 6 minus 6 divided by 4 times 3, A2, and this is 0 automatically. So this 0 implies that A6, A8, A10, they all will become 0. So only non-zero constants are A0 is equal to 1, A2 is equal to minus 3, and that's it. Are only non-zero coefficients. All right. So therefore, my P2 of, let's not call it P2. Let's call it something else. Let's call it P1, P2 tilde x. I'll tell you the reason. A0 is 1 and plus A2x squared. This is what you got. So this is 1 minus 3x squared. All right. So now if you take x to be equal to 1, we said Legendre's polynomial should follow these properties, that at 1 it should be 1, and at negative 1 it should be negative 1 to the power r. In our case, r2 is 1. In our case, r is equal to 2. So instead of doing that, when r is equal to 2, then it means P2 at 1 should be equal to 1, and P2 at negative 1 should be equal to 1 as well, because minus 1 to the power, so they both should be equal to 1. Here if I plug 1, I'll get negative 2. So what I can do is I can divide by negative 2. All right. So to fulfill these conditions, I need P2 of x. Now I'm removing tilde, so it means I should divide this 1 minus 3x squared by negative 2. Now at plus 1 and minus 1, I should get 1. So this is 1 by 2, 3x squared minus 1. All right, so that is what we needed to find. One more thing, if you say, once it comes out to be this, why we are dividing or multiplying by some constant? So in general, if this is not motivating, so what you can do is you can keep A0 to be non-zero number and make A1 equal to 0 at the beginning. Instead of doing A0 is equal to 1, instead of this thing, you can take, okay, A0 is non-zero and A1 is 0. So then A2 will come out to be, what was A2? A2 was minus 3 A0. So I will keep it as minus 2 A0. All right, and all others will be 0. Of course, if A1 is 0, then A3, A5, these are all 0. And after that, A4, A6, they came out to be 0, all of them. All right, so I got these two, A0 and A2. So therefore, my P2x is nothing but A0 plus a2x square, which is a naught minus 3a naught x square. So I got p2x is equal to a naught times 1 minus 3x square. Now a naught is arbitrary, so we choose a naught such that p2 at 1 becomes 1 and p2 at minus 1 becomes minus 1 square, which is 1. So once I do that, this implies that you should choose a naught to be minus 1 by 2. So therefore p2x becomes 1 by 2 and 3x squared minus 1. Now see, at x is equal to 1, it is 1. At x is equal to minus 1, it is also 1. So these two are satisfied. So that's how you can find the Legendre's polynomials as well. All right. If you want to do P4, let's say, find Legendre's polynomial of order 4. Let's say this is the question now. Because we have not done it in the slide, so I'm just giving you some practice how to obtain the Legendre's polynomial. This is the same as we did in the Hermite's polynomial. Why 4? Let's do something else. Why 4? Because I did 1 for the even one. This was the even, P2. So let's do one odd. Let's do P3 or P5 instead of 4. So let's do P3. All right? Or if you want more complicated, you do P5. You can do 3. You can do 3 on your own. So let's do P5. One odd. We did one even, so let's do one odd. Odd one, so it means R is equal to 5 here. Right? So my recurrence relation n plus 2 will be n times n plus 1 minus R times R plus 1. So this will be 30. 5 times 6, 30 over n plus 2, n plus 1. All right? And this is a n, and n goes from 0, 1, 2. All right, so this is the recurrence relation. Now again, because R is 5, it's odd, so take a naught to be 0 and a 1 to be a non-zero arbitrary constant. All right, so I'm not taking to be 1. I will choose it later on. All right, so a naught equal to 0 means a2, a4, a6, they all are 0. All right, a1 is not 0, so it means I'll get a3. So n equal to 1 give me a3. 1 times 2 is 2 minus 30 divided by 3 times 2. So that a1, so that is minus 15, minus 28 by 3 times 2, a1, so it's minus 14 by 3, a1. Now n is equal to 3 gives me a5. All right, a5 gives me 3 times 4 is 12 minus 30 over 5 times 4. So that is a1, a3. So that is minus 18 divided by 5 times 4, and a3 is negative 14 by 3a1. So what you got is 3, 6 are 18, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 7s are 14. So this is plus 21 over 5a1. 21 over 5a1. Now n equal to 5 gives me a7. A7 is equal to 5 times 6 is 0, right? 5 times 6 is 30 minus 30 divided by 7 times 6, a5, and this comes out to be 0. So this implies that a9, a11, these all will be equal to 0. So therefore, I'm left with P5 of x equal to a1 plus a3x cube plus a5x5, and that's it. After that, all coefficients are 0. So a1 plus a3. a3 is minus 14 by 3. Minus 14 by 3 a1x cube, and plus a5 is 21 by 5 a1x5. So again, I can take a1 as common, and I can write 1 minus 14 by 3x cube plus 21 by 5x5. Now I need to choose a1 such that, again, I need to fulfill the properties. Choose a1 such that my polynomial at 1 gives me 1, and at -1 it gives me -1 to the power 5, which is -1. So at 1, what you will get? At x is equal to 1, you are getting 1 minus 14 by 3 plus 21 by 5. So I should divide by this number. All right? So P5 at 1 is equal to 1 implies that a1 times 1 minus 14 by 3 plus 21 by 5 is equal to 1. A1 to be equal to 1 over 1 minus, this is 15, or maybe I can, LCM is 15. So 15 minus 42, 3 5s are 15, so 5, not 42, 14 times 5 is 70, and plus 21 times 3 is 63. So you got 15 minus 7, so that is 8 by 15. So A1 is 15 by 8. I think I made a mistake here. It should be A1x here, right? A1x. So this is x, not just 1. So now if P1 is 1, this is 1 minus 14, this is 15 by 8. The other condition was that P5 at -1 should be -1. So this will give you A1 at, and when x is -1, it is -1, -14 by 3, -21 by 5 is equal to 1. So of course, it is equal to -1. So again, A1 is 15 by 8. So it means if I take A1 to be 15 by 8, it gives me it satisfies the both properties. So therefore, P5 of x comes out to be 15 by 8, x minus 14 by 3x cube, and plus 21 by 5x5. All right. So here, if I multiply 15 inside, I will get P5 of x to be 1 by 8. And I can write x5 first, bigger one first if you want to write. That's how polynomials are written over there. So to be more precise, if I multiply 15 inside, this will become 63, this will become 70, and this will become 15. So 63x5 minus 70x cube plus 15x. So this is your Legendre's polynomial of order 5. So here you see we got exactly the same thing. P5 of x is 1 over 8, 63x5 minus 70x cube plus 12x. This is x, of course, not z. So this is our Legendre's polynomial. So you can prove all other. I proved P2 and P5. So you can do P1, P3, and P4. They will be very easy for you guys. All right, so that's how we can find Legendre's polynomial. So one thing left for you is proving this rectangles relation. We skipped it. If you plug that back in here, you should get this one. You should try this. You should try this whether you get this or not. All right, I proved it for Hermite polynomials. You can do it for Legendre's. All right, so today we studied Legendre's equation and its series solution. Then we named their solutions when the parameter was an integer. We got polynomial solutions, so we named them Legendre's polynomial. And then we studied some properties of Legendre's polynomial. Then we moved on to Hermite's equation, and again we obtained the solution around the ordinary point. All right. Again, when k is an integer, positive integer, the solutions are the polynomials, and they are called Hermite polynomials of order k. All right. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you understood the topics Legendre's and Hermite's equations and their solutions, which are Legendre's polynomials and Hermite's polynomials. I'll see you next lecture with the calculus of variations. That will be our new topic and the last topic as well. For the next 2 lectures, we will be studying calculus of variations. All right? So till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.